Hi chat, welcome back to another video. We are going to be diving into something that is a little bit of a harder topic for me, as it's something I still low-key experience and still deal with from time to time in my life. But I just want to talk about it because it also has completely consumed me at certain parts in my life, certain times, certain eras, certain phrases, whatever the hell you want to call it. Totally consumed the fuck out of me. So I feel like this is something that should be talked about more often. Romantic obsession, especially from the perspective of someone with borderline personality disorder. If you know, you know. It's that feeling of needing someone like they're the air that we breathe. If you were a fish, they were your entire sea, all of your water. Like your entire world is just tied to their specific presence, their attention, their love. And when they pull away even just a little, the instant panic starts setting in. It feels like you're dying. Like, in all seriousness, people don't believe me when I say abandonment feels like literal death, and it feels like I'm grieving someone who is still very much alive, and it hurts. It's like you don't know who you are without them. And the worst part is, sometimes you can see how much is consuming you, how much is controlling you, how much it's taking a toll on your life. But stopping it, controlling it, that is what feels like the impossible part. That is the part that we feel like we can never get accomplished or get done. Me, it starts with intensity. Like this high no drug could compare to, in a sense. When I like someone, I don't just like someone, I adore them. I analyzed every text, every emoji, every photo they post. I memorized the way they look at me. I memorized the way their voice sounds when they say my name. And in my head, it feels like they become this unreal version of themselves. It's kind of like this version that I've created in my own head. And when they don't live up to that version, that fear, that panic, that guilt starts creeping back in. And it's a never ending cycle. And so frustrating. I build this person into this unreal, but in my head, it seems that they are the most perfect, ideal partner that you could ever imagine. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with them. They are the literal best person in the world. Why would I not want this? Because there is no such thing as perfect. Every single person has flaws. That is what I have to frequently remind myself. Trust me, I know how unhealthy it sounds. And it sounds very intense, but with BPD, emotions don't just pass through you, they consume you. And there is a difference between letting them consume you entirely or feeling them, sitting with them, reflecting and doing and saying what you can to change them or act on them in a way that is going to benefit you and not negatively impact you. And especially when it comes to love, it's not just oh, let me write you love letters. Love feels like setting yourself on fire just to feel warm. And I think a huge part of why this happens is definitely because of abandonment issues. It's that fear, it's that panic, it's not just about liking someone, but it's about needing them to stay. It's about preventing and not having to go through that abandonment, because it's hard to build friendships and continuously have to go through this hardship. You don't want to do that after you continuously get hurt to a point where it's what the fuck is even the point? Because if they leave, it isn't just hurt. It feels like a literal death. I can physically feel the pain in my body, and sometimes I can't handle it. Sometimes I can't handle it, and the thing is, I can feel it happening in real time, and I see it happening to me, and I see it reflecting and affecting myself, and it's hard. At the end of the day, it's I know I'm clinging, I know I'm being an obsessive little prick, I know I'm being annoying, but at the same time, it's those actions are being driven by fear and the fact that I will do everything and anything in my power to make sure you don't leave me. And again, it's driven by fear. It's driven by that sense of, oh my God, they don't like me as much as I like them, and that is an instant power imbalance. And the worst part is, even when things are good, there's this constant fear in the background that they're going to leave. When is this going to end? When are they going to realize that, okay, maybe this isn't worth it in the long run? It's exhausting, and it's that lingering fear, that lingering anxiety, okay, well, this repetitive pattern of everybody else leaving me, you're next, what is going to be your breaking point? You know what I mean? That fear is always there. That fear is always there for me, no matter if it's new friendships, old friendships. I feel like that fear is something that either gets worse or it goes away if I find the right person who I know we're locked in for life. Like, you're not going anywhere. It's exhausting because it's like my brain is constantly preparing myself for heartbreak, constantly preparing myself for abandonment, constantly preparing myself for this. And it's like, you don't even know where this is going to go. Like, my brain is sitting here trying to grieve when nothing has even happened yet. Like, it's the perceivement of the fact that this may happen, because it has happened so many times before. And when they do leave, sometimes it feels like going cold turkey off of a certain medication. It's not just missing them, it's losing every single thing you've known, attached yourself to, grown to, all the memories you've made in the past how fucking long. Like, it's crying on the bathroom floor at 3 a.m. because something so small made you think of them. It's wanting to reach out knowing you shouldn't. It's wanting to do everything in your power to rebuild and band-aid what the hell it is we just caused to make everything go back to normal. And sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes we can't go back to the fuck up and fix the fuck up. And you just can't go back. We can't. It's replaying everything and wondering what you did wrong, what you should have said instead of what you said in the moment. It's just wishing you could have a redo over and over and over and over. And it's just that constant guilt that sits with you. It's that constant guilt that sits with you until you fucking realize, okay, well, it's time for me to fucking do something else with my time, because sitting here and being sad and dwelling over this situation is not going to help. And I know people on the outside certainly do not get it. They think it's dramatic. They think I'm doing too much. They think we should just move on like everybody else and pretend like, oh, it didn't even happen. Go out to the bar. Go meet someone new. Talk to someone new. Like, some people don't want to do that. Like, some people, our whole livelihoods, our whole identity, our whole everything is embedded into this one person, and they just up and leave. But this isn't just a heartbreak. It is like a whole identity loss, and you have to think about how you're going to start over without this person. You have to think about how you're going to live your life without that person being in it. And sometimes people can't do that without getting severely overwhelmed, getting distraught, getting emotional, and it hurts. It hurts, but you gotta grieve it out. You gotta feel it, feel emotions, ride the wave. You know what I mean? You gotta do it. You got to do it, and you can do it, and you will do it. And if you have to do it, I'm here while you do it. Like, at the end of the day, like, so yeah, romantic obsession is real, and it's messy, and it hurts like hell. But I don't want to end this video off without talking about how it is possible to move on from that romantic obsession and make it somewhat healthier in a slighter sense. I am trying, and I know a lot of you are too. One thing that has helped me is reminding myself that obsession is not love. Love is steady, love is safe, love is patient. Love doesn't make you feel like you're losing your mind, and it shouldn't make you feel like you're losing your mind, most importantly. And another thing, self-validation. Like, this is probably the hardest thing I have to do, but self-validation is kind of what gets me through it. I used to rely on other people's validation and opinions to make me feel whole, but now I'm learning to do it myself. Now I'm learning that fuck what other people say. My opinion and my perspective is honestly the biggest and most important one in my book, because fuck what you gotta say. I know what's best. I know what went on, and I know what I'm gonna do about it. Therapy helps. Journaling helps. Talking to someone who isn't going to enable your actions and actually help you be like, okay, this was kind of fucked up of you, but you could have done this better in whatever sense. I feel like having someone who is able to sit there and be like, okay, well, yeah, that was probably not the best decision, but you could have gone about it this way, is so helpful. Like, having another perspective to talk you through things is so, I wish every single person had one of those. Reminding myself that my worth is not tied to anyone's attention. Blocking people who encourage or trigger my spiral, 10 out of fucking 10. Especially if you have no significant meaning in my life. If you've ever felt this, just know you are not alone. You are not alone. You're just someone who feels deeply, like I. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with feeling deeply. Yeah, it can be painful. It can be obnoxious. It can be really fucking frustrating, but it is also kind of beautiful, because we feel some of the best emotions the deepest. The same way we feel the worst, the deepest. Yin and yang, motherfucker. Learning to control it is definitely the hardest part, but if I can do it, so can you, because we're in this together. We're in this together, and we're all going to collectively, universally learn how to get through this life shit together, because it's fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking hard. But yeah, if this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I am so down to hear. Let's talk about it. I know this isn't something people discuss a lot, and it's not a trending topic of conversation, but I feel like it should be, you know what I mean? If you're struggling with this right now, just remember that you will get through this, it will get better, and you'll be okay. I promise, I promise. But I think that's enough emotional dumping for one day. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, because your girl wants to become a YouTuber. But most importantly, take care of yourself first, and remember, you deserve all of the good things in the world. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Bye!